my little Brushflies, welcome back to my channel Brushfly MUA. If you're new here, my name is Mercedes, I'm the face behind Brushfly MUA, and if you are new, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and if you're not new, welcome back. So, the Harley Quinn palette from Revolution, so it's like the Revolution times DC Comics with Harley Quinn. And I recently did a first impressions video of the whole collection. Have to say I was really impressed with this collection. I did struggle with the lipstick a little bit, but I learned that when you use different things with it, it works really well. But the eyeshadow palette I was incredibly impressed with. So I decided to do a 1 week one palette, or as close to a 1 week one palette. I don't think there's like 7 looks that I've done, but there's definitely a few looks that I have created. It is a very pink based palette, so you know a lot of the looks are going to be pink or blue. But I have to say it's actually really stunning and I love this. So I at the moment think this is my favourite palette from Revolution. When I first used it, I thought, yeah, it's good, the pigment's good. It could do with maybe a couple more matte shades. Like you have a mint green sort of shimmer shade, but you don't really have a green you can pair it with. It's all blue or pink or purple, so that kind of threw me a little bit, but you can sort of incorporate it in, and yeah, do you know what, it's stunning. So I used to love Jeffree Star's palettes, like Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I had the mini Jawbreaker palette and I loved it, but obviously I don't support his brand anymore, so I depotted that palette into another palette and I kind of use it, but I don't use it on my channel. This is a really good dupe. So you have the pinks, the really vibrant pinks, and they are vibrant. They will stain your eyes the next morning when you wake up. You will take your makeup off the night before and you'll wake up and you'll still have a bit of pink. It's really pigmented and it reminds me of the Jeffree Star formula. But it's also the shades in this, like the pinks, really remind me of that, and the purples. There are obviously a few shades in his Jawbreaker palette that are not in here. But the pinks and the purples I find actually really stunning. This shade up here is on my eye today, and in his palette there was a shade called Oral, which was one of the most beautiful, like, I don't know how to describe it, it's like a shimmer shade but different, and it was stunning. I loved it and I've not been able to find anything close. This is a bit more bluey toned compared to that one, but it has kind of the same feel to it. So I'm now in love with this because I have something that I can create really bright pink and blue eye looks, and it's with the Revolution formula, but it's as good as. Like, I know a lot of people give Revolution stick. Like, a lot of American YouTubers, I actually love watching their channels, but they do really give Revolution stick. They don't appreciate it, whereas I think actually it's a real damn good drugstore brand. Their formulas are great, the price point is good. I really enjoy it, and I don't understand it when you have people like proper like slagging it off and saying, no, this is rubbish, I never get anything from Revolution because it's crap. It's not. Maybe when they first came out, maybe their formula was not tip top, but it is now. It has reached a point in Revolution's life where their eyeshadow formula has reached the peak. This is the pinnacle peak of eyeshadow from Revolution. I love this. So like I said, this is a 1 week one palette and I have been playing around with some of the shades. So I'm going to quickly hop off camera and just insert a little video here of me using this palette for different looks. Some of it will be photos, I think there is a couple of little videos as well, so enjoy. As you can see, you saw me using this palette for a few different looks. So I'm going to go through some of the ones I used. So I did a very blue toned icy look, and you know, I actually loved that. It was actually really stunning. And I remember going to work, and obviously my uniform is blue. One of my customers commented and was like, "Oh my god, I love your eyeshadow today. It really goes with like your work uniform aesthetic." And I was like, yeah, I'm winning it today. Like, I mean, I'm known at work for going in with crazy eyeshadow that's probably a bit too glittery for what I should be wearing, but everyone knows me for that now. So when I go into work and I don't have glitter on my eyes, the customers are a bit like, where's your glitter? But the blue shade was actually really stunning. It's very highly pigmented. Like, you can just put it on, blend it out, and it's there. You don't have to worry about it, and it doesn't fade either. And I paired it obviously with this shade up here, which is a really nice glittery, shimmery, icy toned colour, but depending on what base you put it on, so if you put it on the blue, it looks a lot more icy than it does on the colour that I've put it on today. Today it's kind of a bit more, oh, it's just beautiful. I just love this shade. And I don't even know the name of it because it did have a plastic insert with the names and I've lost it. But you know what, if I could just have one big palette this size just in that one colour, I would be happy for life. I love that shade. But yeah, if you put like a pinky base underneath, it sort of warms it up a little bit and it shines through more purple. This pinky shimmer shade I did struggle a little bit to use. I have had to dampen it down with my brush to use it, but when I do it, it's very vibrant, it pops, and it's stunning, and it pairs so well with obviously the pinky shades in this palette. The mattes, I have to say, they are so pigmented, it's unreal, and they blend so well, and like, you can build them up. But you can do that with the metallics as well. So when I went to the Fall into Fashion event at my local shopping centre, I decided to wear just the shimmer shades. So I did it sort of like an ombre eye, going from one colour into another colour into another colour. And while I was doing it, like obviously you would have seen in the video, I was a bit unsure. I was a bit like, I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know if you would have seen it in this video, but I'll leave that link down below, my video where I'm playing around with this. It's like a get ready with me. And I was really unsure about that eye look. I was a bit like, I don't know whether it's nice, but do you know what? The amount of comments I got from that event about my eyes, and even a makeup artist who was doing my eyebrows for me at the time and showing me a few of the Clinique products, she commented on my eyeshadow and said how pretty it looked. And when I said, oh, it's from the Harley Quinn Revolution palette, she was stunned, absolutely stunned. The only sort of shade which is a bit, is obviously the green shade. I don't feel it fits in here very well. Although in saying that, I do think it fits the Harley Quinn aesthetic, but I think I would have preferred like a little mint green shade just to pair it up with, a bit like, you know, the Elf Mint Melt palette. I would have liked maybe like a real pastel green from like that palette in this one, so I had something to pair the green metallic with. I find you can only really pair it with the blue. With the other shades it just looks a bit jarring. Would I swap a shade for that? Possibly, because these two, they're not similar, but you can kind of live without one or the other and maybe have the green instead. But in their own right, these are two beautiful shades. I have definitely dug into this one a lot more. I tend to use that as like my base shade. We also have like this really light purple shade that is a shimmer. It's not too in your face. I think you could maybe do without that one if I wanted to keep two of the mattes and just get rid of that one. But actually, when I did the all three ombre look, it did look really pretty. So I do really like this palette. I would consider maybe putting green in there, but other than that, this is an actual stunning palette, and it's definitely made it to the favourite Revolution palette for me, on top of my list. I normally say like the Revolution times Soph Extra Spice palette is my favourite, and actually that is still up there, but that is more of a neutral toned palette, whereas this is a very bright, love it palette. I'm lost for words because I love this so much. Like, if I'm feeling I want a pinky blue eyeshadow, I will pull this one out. And actually the other ones in my collection, if I had to get rid of them and I didn't need them in my collection anymore and I had to just choose one, I would choose this. I really, really would. It's so stunning. I love this. And I really like the cute, obviously, outer packaging, and it has the little mirror, which is really cute as well. So beautiful. So yeah, that's this video. I love the Harley Quinn palette from Revolution. It is stunning. It is my favourite, I think, from Revolution. Just, if you don't have it, you need it. I very rarely say, oh, you'll need it, because I'll be like, oh no, if you have something else in your collection, then you don't need it. Or even if you like it, you might not need it. No, you need this one. This one, stunning. So yeah, sorry if I seem a bit sort of, you must buy, this is beautiful. But it is, and I feel so passionate about this. I love this one. Obviously, I don't have the other ones from the DC collection, so I can't say whether the formula throughout that whole collection is as good as this one. But this, I love it. It's my favourite. And it's in my collection forever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I will probably be doing more 1 week 1 palette reviews very soon on other palettes that I have in my collection. But for now, this is a beaut. Love it. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye.